Welcome everybody to Iconic TV Live. And today I'm going to show you what is the one thing that has been holding you back from having a 6 or 7-figure business. You see, everybody is doing something that is taking them in the opposite direction of the way they need to go. And the biggest problem is they don't even realize it. So what if you don't even realize you're in the wrong neighborhood or in the wrong zip code, and you're going up and down the street trying to find where your destination is and you can't get in? That's what's happening in business. People are going up and down the wrong street. They don't know how to find their way. Today, we're going to show you the way, and we're going to give you the exact blueprint that you need to follow for 2025. And I'm also going to give you a custom copy for free as long as you stick around with me. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so what we want to talk about today is how are you going to do this? How are you going to actually scale your business and have the right blueprint? So I'm going to give you this blueprint. This is our SOAR formula and the blueprint. And there's different ways, right? It depends on what kind of person you are, what kind of business you have. There's only 4 ways that you can succeed and 4 ways that you can fail. And if you are following the wrong path for you, guess what's going to happen? It's not going to be success, probably failure. So we want to get through that. And this is part 2 of our big money blueprint. All this year, we've been doing the money fix. How do you fix your business? How do you fix your money so that you can grow your small business into a big success? And this is an important topic. What we want to understand is there's really 2 essentials that matter right now. And number 1 is that strategic planning. Do you have a strategic plan that you can follow that will take you all the way over to where you need to be? And are you effectively executing it? See, sometimes people get a good plan, they might get a coach, but they don't do what they're being told to do. They're not being held accountable, or they're not holding themselves accountable. If you need somebody to hold you accountable, to hold your mindset in the right place and make it easy, clear the path for you to go forward, that's exactly what we can do for you. And we're going to show you how to do that. If you want to work with us, just go to callconnie.com. and we will help you out. If we can't help you, we will point you in the direction of somebody who will. And so here's what's interesting. What studies reveal is that, you know what they say about business? 2/3 of small businesses with employees will last 2 years. 50% of them will last 5 years. So, if you look at a room and you're sitting there with a couple of friends, 2/3 of you are going to be gone in a couple of years. The person on the left and the right, one of you will be sitting there left, okay? And hopefully that is you. If you stay here, we're going to show you exactly how to do that, because success is gained through hard work and dedication, not by just waiting for it and sitting around thinking, oh, I think this will happen. Maybe this will happen. And you just keep waiting for results. You're trying the same thing over and over again. No, you have to be able to have a lot of planning, and then when you're going down the wrong path, you need to change quickly. See, the plan is very important, and that plan needs to be systemized. If you don't have a systemized plan, you just have, oh, I like that model. Oh, this person makes a lot of money. I'm going to follow what they do. And again, you might be going down the wrong street. And this plan, the system, has 3 components to it, 3 pillars and maxims. Is you need to minimize, you need to monetize, and you need to monopolize. And that is the foundation of our 7-figure formula, because what we do here at Iconic Business Advisors is we help you, because remember, you got into business with this big dream of someday I'm going to put out this amazing business and it's going to help the world and change my life and my family's life. And then you're in it a couple of years, you haven't even scraped by, you're struggling, you're overwhelmed, and you're frustrated. And so we show you how to scale that business, take you from 6 figures all the way over to 7 figures, and let's do it in a year or less without the stress and the struggle and the overwhelm that most people are having. Wouldn't that feel great? So this is the blueprint. I want you to go ahead and get it. You can go to callconnie.com, and when you go there, just type in blueprint, that you want the blueprint, and we will go ahead and get that for you. Because your blueprint is that pathway. It's going to take you from all the way from strangers to customers. We're going to outline it. So all you're dealing with is the right people to grow your business. You don't need the masses. That's Walmart's territory. What you need to do is to get the classes, get the people who are at the top of their game. And that's how you can do it, because they say in business that most businesses close from lack of cash flow, which is very true. It's not ideas. People think, oh, I just didn't know what to do. I didn't have the right idea. It's not the idea, it's the cash flow. And that's again why we're going back to this strategy, to this blueprint. But I also say that most businesses close because of hubris. They think, I know what to do. I don't need any help. This will work for me. This time it's going to work. And people go through the same thing. I just was talking with somebody just yesterday who's barely scraping by, has been barely scraping by for a very long time. And I said, well, I could probably definitely help you out with what you're saying on your calls. He goes, no, don't even touch that. I know that. That's perfect. Well, his calls can't be perfect if he's not making any money, right? So that's hubris. That's what I see a lot of times. People go, no, I have that down. That's so good. I have 5 coaches. Trust me, I know I have a lot to learn. I have a lot to learn all the time. You see, in the coming year, what you need to know is where to fish and how to fish. That is the big game changer for you this year. And I really want you to understand that, because you've heard the thing about, you can teach a man to fish, or you can give him the fish. We don't give you fish. We show you exactly where to fish, how to fish, so that when we part ways, you are pulling in nets and nets of fish or cash. Okay. So this is like a blueprint. And not everyone has the exact same things in it, but you see how simple it is, how organized it is. So if you had a blueprint with milestones where you knew exactly what you needed to do in each step. And remember, notice everything is 4, 4, 4, 4, because we work off the foundation of the cube. This is the magic of our formula, and why people scale to 7 figures, because there's a lot of layers and density to it. But what it really is very simple. 4 simple sides, 4 simple things you do all the time. And then where am I in my process? Am I on the right street or not? Am I too slow? Do I need to catch up? And sometimes just having that blueprint makes you say, oh, okay, I'm actually doing pretty good. I'm not falling behind. So it's very refreshing, because otherwise, we talked about this, I believe last week, is that talking about those strategic inflection points, those times where you go up and then you go down, up and you go down. And what we want to do is stop those troughs where you keep falling in a hole and you can't get out. Like the woman who clicks her button, says, help, I've fallen, I can't get up. That's what most businesses are doing. They've fallen and they can't get up. And so you need a strategic inflection point. And so some of these points, let me show you how this looks, is these different areas that you're going to go through is the premortem first. And that is, what a postmortem is. After somebody dies, you look at and think, what happened? Why did it die? That's what most people are doing right now in their business at the end of the year. They're going, why did my business not work? What you need to do right now is be looking and doing a premortem. If I keep doing what my plan is for 2025, why won't it work? Right? So first you look at that. Then we build that launch pad so that you can take off. Once you're taking off, now you've got to get those boosters. You got to make that even greater than it was when you started. And then you want to keep it going. That's where you want to orbit. It's a really simple plan when you look at it. And so now you understand what most people do wrong is they overcomplicate and we simplify. And I'm going to break this down into the exact 4 things that you need to do. And the first part of it, that first pillar, is that you've got to distinguish yourself from everybody else. This is more important now than ever with the advent of AI and all of these things. We're going to be really diving in 2025, so stick around, talking about how you use these agents and automate and simplify everything. So first you have to get clarity on these 4 things: attrition, attraction, addiction, and affliction. And that is phase 1. Do you know what's causing your business to fall apart? Do you know what's causing it to be an attraction factor for other people? What about the addictions? What are the things that you can do over and over again that you're just like, I'm committed to this. This is awesome, right? And we can make this something that really works for people. What is the addiction that you can create in others to want to follow you and buy and use whatever you have? And then the affliction. What's the pain? What is the problem? If you aren't clear on the good things and the bad things, it's not just the good. You have to get both sides of the coin, right? That's the first phase that you have to go through. And this is what we outline for you on your blueprint. And so there's a process that you're going to go through. So you want to capitalize on what you do. And then you want to publicize it. So let the world know that you're out there. Then you need to monetize it. have people start paying you and legitimize it. And you legitimize it when all the people that bought it actually come around and say, this is amazing. I want more of what she has. And so all of these we have blueprints for. So the next phase is you have to disrupt. This is where you've got to shift. You cannot keep staying in the slow lane. You have to get in your own lane where heads will turn and you will stand out. So think about this. How can you stand out from the crowd? What can you do that is so revolutionary, so different, so eye-popping and head-turning that people go, I want that. Now, you know, there's an adoption curve where you get a small portion of people who will always first early adopters, and they're like, I want that, right? And then you get the next portion who are the followers, and then you get the majority, and then you fall off. So there's 4 phases in that. And what we want to do is capitalize on those first 2 phases before everybody comes in and follows you. If your blueprint doesn't allow that, then you need to get ours, okay? So this is how it's going to be. All we want to do is give you a map to follow, right? And to know exactly what buttons to push when, how long, okay? Now, phase 2 is the client phase. This is what we're growing next. What do you have to do here? You have to take a close look at the cost of action, cost of inaction, cost of acquisition, and the cost of ownership. So what is the price of what you're doing? Are you doing everything yourself and trying to be the chief cook and bottle washer at all times? That's costing you money. Of trying to get everything done yourself, you need to bring on a team. And the cost of inaction, what are you missing out on? What are you doing because you don't like it or you have an opinion about something? I have an opinion about certain social media platforms that I don't like, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to be there. Okay, so don't let that become a source of inaction for you. Then the cost of acquisition, you're going to need to grow. What do you need to do to get more clients? How are you going to acquire them? You can't always be on referral basis. So you're going to need to use pop marketing, right? So paid, organic, and partnership. And so you're going to need to look at that acquisition cost and then the cost of ownership. How much are these clients costing you? If you have a sole done for you model, that can be very expensive. And yet maybe you don't have any done for you. And so people are leaving because they're getting what they really want somewhere else. So that could be the cost of ownership. It's very important. A lot of people don't look at both sides again. So you're kind of seeing a pattern here, right? That's what the next blueprint will do for 2025. So we're going to show you how to create the things that work in 2025, how to connect, how to conduct these things, how to conduct meetings, videos, presentations, how to conduct your business in a way so you can attract and magnetize an audience to you. So that what happens once you've attracted them, then you convert them. So we have the whole book on how to do this. It's called a Blitz and A to Z. Imagine if you could have that totally outlined for you. Wouldn't that be awesome? Okay, so there's 2 parts of this client generating factor, right? There's the lead cycle. And if we look at the lead cycle, what you have to do is figure out, okay, first I need to connect with my audience and serve them. And then I need to figure out what is their pain points and diagnose those and analyze those, provide a solution, get them enrolled, and then welcome them and onboard them. That's how simple it is to go from cold to closed. Really easy, right? So that's how you attract them. And then how are you going to nurture them? So you have to do both. In the nurture cycle, people are going to come to you, but it's not going to be that they're going to buy right away. Only 1% of the people are ready to buy when you meet them. So first you might have a micro offer for them, something small, a bite-sized piece, a little appetizer they can start with. And then maybe they become a group member for you. Okay. And they think, okay, I like the taste of this appetizer. I want to hang out a little bit more. And then maybe you go into the blitz mode, which I just talked about. Now that is a whole process in itself. And it's called the iconic blitz method, a whole blueprint for that. And that's how you compress getting high ticket clients by 9 times. Imagine if you could get people 9 times faster. Imagine how much more you would make in a year. Okay. And then the last part of that nurture cycle is put them into your academy, into your school, into your mastermind, into your membership program, into your subscription, whatever it is. Okay. They need to be inside your ecosphere. And again, notice the concept, notice the theme here. Everything is for it. You have to keep it simple. We don't have time and ability to make it more complex. So if you want yours, or if you want a detailed analysis and say, hey, can you look at my plan or look at my year this year and see what didn't work? We will do that for you and give you your own blueprint. Just go to meetconnie.com. It's a very in-depth call. It's going to be 45 minutes, and it is us going through your business model, and what you need to do going forward. So if you really need a blueprint, if you're going by the seat of your pants, if you don't even have a planner that you're working off, you're just going off of an electronic calendar on your phone. Most people that I talk to, in fact, I would say 100% of my clients, when they come to me, I say, I give them a long, intensive survey and intake form. And I say, what is your planning system? How does it look? How do you outline? Nobody has a written system to track all of this. So I know then they're not tracking their numbers, their KPIs, having systems that help them navigate through some rough waters that you have, right? And now the third phase is dominate. This is where the cash comes in. This is the fun part. This is what everybody's like, can I get there? Can I get there? And a lot of people are like, hey, how come I don't have this? And I need this and I need this. And they'll see something online, or somebody else was showing something on YouTube or TikTok. Like, I want to learn this now. I'm like, look where you are. There's a process that we're going to go through, and you're going to pick which one of these. Are you going to be in the blue, orange, green, or purple, based on the type of person and business you are? It is not a cookie cutter, right? Every business is completely different, but there are strategies and principles that make it very easy for us to cater it to any kind of business. So in this phase where you're dominating, this is where the cash comes in. And this is where you want to kind of look at, okay, where's my money coming in? Do some research. Look at your competition. Figure out what are they doing. You know, you only have to be 10 to 20% greater than they are at what they do for them to switch over to you. And so how do you refine what you're doing so you can get more of what you're doing? And then this is the phase where you definitely need to recruit, because you cannot build a 7-figure business as a solopreneur. And I know AI is really huge, but you still need other people. And if you're feeling like, I don't want to bring them on, I had a bad experience, I can do this by myself. I saw, Dan Coe talking about a one-person business and all these people talking about a one-person business. They have other people. Okay. Now, they might structure it so that they are not a W-2 employee, but there are other people behind the scenes. And so what you want to do is master this part of your blueprint. Again, those are the 4 steps. And when you get here, what you're going to really take your business through is, this is where it's all been refined now. We've just really polished everything perfectly. So you have one amazing, perfect offer. It's called IPO, an iconic premium offer. And you're going to offer that to one group, not to the world, one specific group of people. And how are you going to do it? In one meeting, the one call close. And there is a way to do high ticket one call closes, no matter what your product or service is. And then that is how you get to the million. So again, there is a blueprint for this. So phase 4, right? Now you've got the money coming in. Now it's time to do it again, right? Now you're going to connect. Now that this business is running on autopilot, how do we connect to other places? We want to figure out where are we going next and what's the new creation we're going to do? How are we going to improve this? How are we going to have different conversions? How are we going to contribute out? We have all this money coming in. You can stop and you can do philanthropy. You can build other businesses. You can build internally. You can build externally, right? This is building collaborations and really nurturing and harnessing your community. All right. So this is where people always want to get to. I want to just play up here. No, you have to earn your right to the top. So each phase has 4 phases in it, and you go through them systematically. And each time you hit a milestone, you celebrate, milestone, celebrate, milestone, celebrate. So the process is really fun. And when you have that winning gaming attitude towards your business, this is why our clients scale from 6 to 7 figures in a year or less. Having a specific blueprint, a system, right? If you think about this, you have to know, what is in my blueprint? Why am I doing everything? And so in the systems, we always start with your pre-flight checklist. And we take our SOAR formula, singularity, ownership, appreciation, and rest. And then we start asking the right questions around each one of those. And the reason why you want to do that, and you want to know, what are the questions? So we'll give you what those questions are you should ask about your business in your blueprint. Think of it like when you go on a plane. If you're in a window seat, I don't know if you like window or aisle, but look out over the window before you take off, before they shut the doors, and you will see the pilot get out and walk around the plane. And he's checking all the systems to make sure, doing a visual check, is everything right? That is what you need to do in your business too. And so this pre-flight checklist is right now. So if you're looking at the next year, you've got to do this right now. Walk around that business and make sure everything is working. Because if you don't want to have your landing gear fall out. You don't want to have, an engine go out. Sometimes you just burn out. So that's what happens. And so this is the anatomy of a scale. So when we take those 4 quadrants and we break that down for you, and then you know exactly where you're going at each point. And this is how you grow a dream business. So is it looking pretty easy? You're probably thinking, there's no way I can get to 7 figures. Yes, you can, if you follow a specific path. And you can see the dollar signs there on this here, right? And so the reason I put that there is these are kind of layers, because in the beginning, if you're under 6 figures, there's certain things you need to do before you can get to the next level of 100 to 400,000, 400,000 to $1 million. And when you follow this process, I've done this for so many people. I've done it for Chris, who was $350,000 in the hole, got to 1 million in 9 months, 2 million in 1 year, 5 million the next, currently at $12 million a year. I took Peter from just barely over $1 million to 20 million in 6 months, following this strategy, and they're both in completely different businesses. And the same thing can happen to you when you know what to do and when to do it, right? Where to fish and how to fish. And if you want to know that, all you have to do is ask for the blueprint. It's so easy, okay? It is a very robust blueprint, and we put a lot of technology into it, about 2 million different algorithms and things that go into it. It's not just theory. It's not just guesswork. It's not copying the latest fad. This has been around for over 20 years. And this is how I built 5 multi-million-dollar companies for myself. And I learned it from looking at everything. I have a researcher's brain, right? I have a PhD in advanced theoretical physics. And on the other side, I'm all woo-woo, right? I have a master's in theology, and in the middle, I have a design degree. So you take all of that. That's like the perfect storm for running a business and knowing how to create profitable businesses. So if you need some help, don't have hubris. Don't think you're too good, that you know everything. Let us help you. Let us design a perfect blueprint around your business, because it's going to be different than a lot of people. But the outcome is the same. You want to have that freedom. And money, $1 million business, is what we talk about, because what does $1 million do for you? It's not about buying the things. You might go through that phase, but eventually you outgrow that. And what it's really about is the freedom of choice. And that's what money gives you, the ability to say yes or no to whatever you want, and to spend your time with the people that you love, doing the things that you love. This is why we got into business, to change our old way so we could have a new way. And if you would love to make sure that you can scale your business in 2025, go ahead, go to callconnie.com, and we will set up a scaling call with you. Go through, and you will walk away with a written blueprint. It's around 17, 18 pages of exactly what you need to do. So I look forward to talking with you this week. Get it in this month so you can start the new year fresh and ready to go. I will see you next week at 5, Monday at 5. Normally it's Tuesday, but it's a holiday. So we'll see you Monday at 5 next week. And we've got 2 more master classes for this year. So I will see you soon. Bye.